My best friend confessed her love just to complete a challenge. Hello, everyone. I never thought I would write something here, but after what happened these past few months, I feel like I need to get this off my chest and tell everything in detail. Maybe someone reading this has gone through something similar or can simply understand how I feel. My name is Rupert. I'm 21 years old. I study industrial engineering at university, and until recently, I thought my romantic life was going to change for the better, but it wasn't like that. It all starts with Anna. She's the same age as me, 21 years old. I've known her since high school. In fact, I met her in freshman year in biology class when the teacher forced us to make teams of two. Nobody wanted to partner with me because back then I was very shy, kind of quiet, but Anna was the only one who came over without any issues, sat next to me, and with a smile told me, "Let's do the project together." From that day on, we became inseparable. Anna was always one of those charismatic girls that everyone likes. Intelligent, funny, with that ability to say anything without seeming annoying or rude. She had a knack for making friends, for talking with teachers, for solving things, while I was the type of guy who preferred to stay in his own world with his books, video games, his own stuff. Even so, she always sought me out, made me go out, took me out of my comfort zone. Thanks to her, I started making more friends, going to parties from time to time, not feeling so isolated. Obviously, over time I fell in love with her. It wasn't from one day to the next, of course. It was little by little. Her gestures, her laughter, the way she looked at me when she talked to me, her way of worrying about me, everything trapped me without remedy. But I never told her anything. I thought that if I told her I could ruin everything. I preferred to be her friend. I thought it was better to have her close like that than to lose her by confessing something that shouldn't be. Cowardly, perhaps realistic, who knows? Years passed. We got through high school, we graduated, and we even chose universities in the same city so we wouldn't be separated. We kept seeing each other almost daily. Sometimes we went out for coffee after classes, other times to the movies. We even went shopping for her things or mine. We weren't a couple, but what we had was strong, much stronger than my other friendships. The problem is that about 3 months ago something changed in me. I don't know if it was the fact that many of our friends already had partners, or that I saw how she went out with other guys, although nothing serious with any of them, or that I simply got tired of hiding it. But one day I decided I couldn't keep it to myself anymore. That day, I planned everything. We were at her apartment watching movies. She threw herself on the couch, as always with a blanket, while eating popcorn and laughing at the silliest things on the screen. I looked at her and only thought about how much I loved her, how much I needed to tell her what I felt once and for all. I couldn't take it anymore. When the movie ended and she was looking at her phone, I took a breath. "Anna, can I tell you something? But I need you to listen to me without interrupting me." She put down her phone and looked at me curiously, like always when I said something serious. "Obviously. Tell me, what's wrong? I've known you for years. You're my best friend, but the truth is I can no longer keep pretending that I don't feel something more for you. I like you, Anna. I've always liked you. I don't know exactly since when, but I really like you, and I can't keep quiet anymore." The silence was brutal. Anna stared at me with her eyes wide open, without blinking, like processing my words. After a few seconds that seemed like an eternity, she smiled. But not a happy smile. It was one of those awkward smiles, like someone who doesn't know what to say. "Rupi, I don't know what to tell you. You're my best friend. You know that. I adore you, but I've never seen you that way. You've always been like a brother to me. You know, the typical phrase, like a brother, like a lifelong friend. I'm sorry if I gave you false signals, or if you thought there was something more. That was never my intention. I don't want this to ruin our friendship. We could keep being friends like always, right?" At that moment, I felt the punch in my stomach. I knew this could happen. I imagined it many times. But one thing is imagining it, another is living it. I stayed quiet. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I just said, "It's okay. I want us to keep being friends. Really, I don't want to lose you." She hugged me. A long hug. One of those you don't know if they're for comfort or pity. After that, we tried to act normal. We kept going out. We kept texting on WhatsApp, sharing things. But the truth is it wasn't the same anymore, at least for me, because now every time she talked to me about a new guy she had met, about a date she had, about a message someone sent her, I felt like a stone in my chest. But I endured it. I endured it because I preferred that to not having her. The weird thing is that after a couple of weeks of that, she started acting different. She texted me more, called me more often, even invited me to her house, when before she almost never did it during the week, as if suddenly it mattered much more to her to have me close. I didn't understand what was happening, but I wasn't going to get my hopes up again either. One Friday afternoon, without prior notice, Anna wrote me, "Hey, can you come to my house? I want to talk to you about something important." My heart beat faster. I try not to get my hopes up, but something in me lit up again. She didn't tell me more. She just sent me the location and asked me to come soon. I arrived nervous. Her usual house, the same one where we had spent afternoons doing homework or watching movies. Her parents weren't there. She told me they had gone on a trip. She received me with a strange smile, like tense, as if she was preparing for something big. We sat on the living living room couch. She looked at me, intently playing with her fingers. Rupert, she began. I've been thinking about what you told me that day. I thought about it a lot, seriously. I just nodded with my stomach churning. I realized that I was scared. I was afraid to think that I could really like you because I didn't want to lose you as a friend. But I can't lie to myself anymore. I like you. I think I love you too. It just took me a while to accept it. I froze. This was happening. Really, Anna was telling me this. She came closer and took my hand. Her skin was warm, trembling a little. I know I was an idiot for telling you I only saw you as a friend, but I don't want to keep lying to myself. I don't want you to distance yourself. I want to try it with you. If you're enjoying this story so far, please hit that like button and let me know in the comments. Have you ever been in a situation where someone changed their mind about you? I read every single comment. I didn't know what to say. My whole body was vibrating. After so much time repressing what I felt, she was telling me what I always dreamed of hearing. I smiled like a fool. Really? I asked, still doubting if this was real. Yes, she said quietly. I want us to be together, but I want to go slow. This is new for me. I don't want to rush anything. It's okay. I nodded immediately. How could I refuse? We hugged. She smelled like her usual shampoo, that sweet aroma that drove me crazy. I felt like everything was worth it. Within a few days, we were officially a couple. Nobody knew yet, except her closest friends. We went out for coffee, to the movies, walked in the park. Sometimes I tried to kiss her, but she would gently stop me. Not so fast, Rupert, let me process this. Soon, I promise soon. And I accepted. I was happy to have her like that. I didn't want to pressure her. Until that day arrived. One Saturday, we went to the mall. We were at an ice cream shop laughing when two of her friends appeared, Mariana and Lorena. They had always been part of her group since high school. They approached smiling, looking at us with mischievous faces. I greeted them with an awkward smile, but then Mariana dropped the bomb. You already completed the challenge, Anna. What a relief. You don't have to struggle with this anymore. They laughed as if it was the great joke. I blinked confused. Challenge? Asked slowly. Anna turned pale. Mariana looked at her. You didn't tell him? Oh my gosh, Anna. I thought you had already told him. Lorena covered her mouth, realizing the mistake too late. What challenge? I repeated louder, feeling an icy void in my stomach. Anna looked at the floor, biting her lip. Her hands were trembling. Anna, explain to me. I said, already upset. It was stupid, she whispered. They dared me. One night they said that if you texted me so much, that I should confess my feelings to see what you would do. Just to mess around. But then I didn't have the courage to tell you it was a joke. And when I saw how you reacted, I couldn't do it. I didn't want to hurt you, and I also didn't want to lose you as a friend. I felt the air leaving my lungs. This was all a dare. You asked me to be your partner because of a cursed game. She shook her head, crying. No. Afterwards, after seeing you so happy, I realized I didn't want you to hate me, and I didn't know how to tell you the truth. I really wanted us to keep being good. I thought if I tried it seriously, maybe it would work. I stayed silent. The friends vanished uncomfortably. Anna kept crying. I'm sorry, Rupert. I didn't mean to. I didn't know what to do. The pieces fell in my mind like domino tiles. That's why she didn't want to kiss me. That's why she avoided saying relationship things. That's why the tension, the excuses, everything. A cursed dare from immature friends that drag her into this. I got up without saying anything. Rupert, please, I don't want to lose you. Even if it's as a friend, don't hate me. I looked at her. I saw in her eyes real fear, guilt, maybe even some affection. But at that moment, none of that mattered. I left. I left the ice cream shop without looking back. My heart was beating hard. My head was boiling. Years of friendship ruined by a cruel joke. I couldn't believe it. Not her, not Anna. That day I confirmed something. The wounds left by a friend's betrayal hurt more than those of any broken romance. The days following that disaster at the ice cream shop were a nightmare. Anna wrote to me every day. Long messages, short ones, crying voice notes, videos with apologies for everything. Even calls at dawn. I didn't answer any of them. I didn't have the strength to talk to her. What was I supposed to say? That I forgave her for playing with my feelings? That everything could go back to being like before? No, that was no longer possible. Something in me had broken forever. One Monday night, she knocked on my door. It was almost 11 p.m. I went out because I didn't want to make a scene with my parents. There was Anna, with dark circles under her eyes, no makeup, with swollen eyes from crying so much. Please, Rupert, listen to me, she begged as soon as I opened the door. I sighed exhausted. Why? So you can keep lying to me? So you can tell me everything was part of a foolish game? I already know everything, Anna. There's nothing more to say. She took a step towards me trembling. It wasn't a game for me. At first, yes, I admit it. And I'm an idiot for that, but afterwards I realized what I had with you, what you were worth, what you were in my life. It was already too late. Her voice broke. Forgive me, please. I can't lose you. I can't live without you. I looked at her. Her tears fell in silence. You know what the worst part is? I said quietly, I really loved you. You were my world. For me, all of this was real from the first moment. And you made it a dare, a mockery, a joke with your friends. She covered her face with her hands, sobbing hard. I hate myself for that, she shouted. I hate myself for being so foolish. I swear, Rupert, since I left the ice cream shop, I haven't slept. I haven't eaten well. I can't stop thinking that I ruined the best thing I had. You're my best friend, my everything. I'd rather perish than lose you like this." Her words fell like stones. Part of me wanted to hug her, forgive her, but I couldn't. Not anymore. Why did you wait so long to realize? I asked bitterly. Why did I always have to be the one who gave more? The one who waited. The one who accepted crumbs believing that someday you would notice me? Not anymore, Anna. I'm tired. Tired of being a foolish, weak person who always waited for you with a smile while you decided if I was worth it or not. And she lifted her head with a reddened face and said something I will never forget. "Rupert, please, if you don't want to go back to being my friend for real, if you can't forgive me," she swallowed, hesitating. "At least, I don't know if you want, we could share a moment together. We would be friends, but you could be close to me if that makes you feel better." "What?" I murmured incredulously. She looked down uncomfortably and squeezed her hands. "Or if you prefer, I don't know, you could touch me a little. My leg, or maybe my chest, if it doesn't feel too weird, the leg. But only if you want, just so you're not so angry with me." Her words came out clumsy, forced, full of shame. Disgust and disappointment invaded me suddenly. I felt like they had spit in my face. "Are you hearing what you're saying? I'll let out hurt. Do you really think that's going to fix something? That by offering me your body, like it's a consolation prize, you're going to clean up all the mess you made? I can't believe you've fallen so low, Anna. I thought you at least respected me a little more than that." She froze, pale, as if she had just realized the madness she had proposed. No, I just wanted, I don't know, to fix it. I didn't know how. I thought wrong." I interrupted her coldly. "I'm very disappointed in you. I never imagined you would come to propose something so miserable to me. I'm not a dog that you can throw scraps to, so it keeps wagging its tail at you. That's what you think of me, right? I'll always be there waiting for whatever you want to give me, even if it's leftovers." She broke into tears, covering her face. "No, it's not that. I swear. I'm confused, desperate. I didn't want it to sound like that. I'm sorry, please don't hate me." But there was no turning back anymore. "I'm sorry, Anna," I said with a tired voice. "But this is over. I can't keep seeing you the same way. I can't keep enduring this. I deserve something better than crumbs and pity." She fell to her knees, crying in silence, without strength to keep talking. The last image I kept of her that night was that a broken girl who realized too late what she had when she had already lost it forever. I closed the door with a lump in my throat, but also with a strange sensation of peace. I was finally free. Free from her. Free from what would never be. That night, I slept like I hadn't in years. Several months have passed since that night. Sometimes I wake up and I'm surprised at how calm I am, how light I feel, as if I had finally dropped a heavy backpack I had been carrying since high school, since I met her. I'm not going to lie, it hurts. It hurts to think that everything I felt for Anna, those years of friendship, of trust, of affection, ended in the ugliest, dirtiest, most disappointing way. It hurts to know that for her our bond was once a game, a dare, a joke to entertain her friends. And it hurts more to know that deep down, I was always the one who was willing to give everything, even my dignity, for someone who didn't know how to value me. But I also learned a lot. I learned that you can't force affection, that it doesn't matter how much you give for someone or how much you try to show them you're worth it. If that person doesn't want to see you with different eyes, they won't. And worse still, sometimes when they finally see you, it's already too late and their regret doesn't fix anything. Anna cried, begged, humiliated herself, even offered me absurd, unthinkable things, as if with that she could buy the respect or affection she had already destroyed. And that's when I understood that I was no longer the same fool as before, that I couldn't accept crumbs disguised as affection, that my value doesn't depend on what someone wants or doesn't want to give me. Today, I don't hate Anna. I don't want her near me either. She simply became a lesson, a memory that taught me that I deserve someone who truly chooses me, without games, without dares, without conditions. I've gone back to hanging out with friends, enjoying simple things I had forgotten about for being so focused on her. I've even met new people without rushing, without forced expectations. For the first time, I feel like I'm building something for myself, not to impress anyone else. Sometimes I wonder if Anna really understood what she lost, but it doesn't matter to me anymore. That answer is no longer for me. Her life is hers. Mine is finally mine too. And that's enough.